Buff Nation, we're back again. Another episode of Keeping Up with the Family. Very special guest today. Colorado's own Big Josh Scott. What's up, brother?
What's up, man? What's up, Buff Nation?
J40. Hold on. Before we go any further, I'm a big give yourself your own nickname. Like, that has to just come from other people.
Nah, that came from other people, but they had one from, I think it was like France or something. Some like commentator called me Jelly. And luckily that didn't stick. I don't think too much, but I guess because I was sweet like jelly. But J40, Jelly.
So what's J40?
Letter in the first name and then my number. I think, honestly, Bo Gamble might have kind of made it a little bit famous because he just called me 40 all the time when I was a freshman, but I can't really remember who really started. It definitely started.
I was really, really hoping that this whole series would go without having to shout out Bo Gamble, but big shout out Bo Gamble.
Why is Bo gonna hit you like, I finally got a shout out?
Hey, so it goes from J40, then it goes to J240, I believe.
Yep.
What's behind that?
My weight. Everybody, at least if you saw me when I was a freshman, I was like
165?
Close. I think your math's a little off. Maybe 220 on a good day. If I ate before practice, I don't know, but basically once I started getting up heavy and I started bullying people, cough, cough, Jeremy Adams, and others, the numbers started rising on that nickname. So
You weren't doing the old 5-pound weights in the pocket like your boy Ben Mills?
Got it.
he wasn't the only culprit. I remember Hardy killed our team because they would put 5 pounds in the pocket. What Ben used to say, I had so much chips and salsa. Thinking that I'm gonna make weight. Like, come on now, bro.
Josh, what's been happening, man? I know times are tough at the moment for all of us. How are you maintaining and trying to get better in this awkward time at the moment?
I just am doing a lot of rehab. I'm actually pretty much done. So just trying to, work out basketball-wise and then running-wise, trying to get ready for my next season overseas. But, yeah, completely healthy now, so I'm pretty pumped and just kind of trying to make the most of these crazy times.
Yeah, the situation that you're in where you're kind of your own boss, right?
Love it.
Like, if you're not keeping yourself accountable, then you're just not going to get a job, which is, kind of unique. But how are you finding a way day to day to improve and sneak in the gym here and there, to make this time, because we don't know when it's going to end. So, how are you making the most of it?
Well, luckily for me, the place where I do sports performance, Next Level, Sports in Golden, they've been open for the past 2.5, 3 weeks. So before that, I was, just doing my own stuff, sprints, runs, plyometrics. I bought an outdoor basketball, did some ball handling. I went to a couple outdoor courts. But luckily, in the past, 3 weeks, been able to get in there and get a good amount of strength training and whatever else. I've actually just been making a commute back and forth between Kansas City for gym work, 5 days a week. So it's been tough, but, you make the best of the circumstances you got. Just try to get better and be prepared. But like you said, to me, it's like, I think this quarantine, whatever else is going to show who actually, puts in the work and who's not. I think it's going to be pretty clear who's made the best of their situation, who hasn't.
Right. The cream is going to rise to the top, as they say. I remember we never played together, but Coach Boyle would always brag about how much of a pro you were and dedicated you were. You just said you're flying out to Kansas City to get any type of work in you can. I mean, that's a lot of dedication.
Yeah, I mean, it's my job and it's something I love, so that's the only thing to do. But hopefully things get back to normal here soon to where I can stay in the great state of Colorado for the whole week.
For those that don't know, it's been a rough couple years for you physically. What's your rehab? I know you touched on it just before, but what's your rehab stage at the moment? And when can you see a healthy J2? What are you at now? 230?
I'm like 255.
When can we see a healthy J255?
No, I actually got cleared, kind of at the beginning of April to 100%, just do what I want. So I'm healthy. So basically, whenever you guys get started up there, I might have to come up and teach the young boys some new things. Beat up on them a little bit. But no, I'm good and just kind of waiting for the next, the next phase, the next adventure going forward, but just getting ready all the same.
Right. So last year you were in Japan. Season was cut short, unfortunately. But you were having a great year to start.
Yep.
There was some word on the street you were working out with this magical trainer at CU with an Australian accent for a couple of weeks before you went over there that had you in good nick. Is that true or?
I don't know if the describing factors behind that, but yeah, he was Australian. He was pretty good at what he does. I mean, but the other factors, I don't know anything about that. Besides the accent. But plus, you can't take Roan helped out too. So.
Oh, no doubt. Ronnie's your man since day one.
Roan, big man coach. And I'm sorry, Coach Roan, he's not gonna like me, but shortest big man coach ever. But he knows his stuff, that's for sure.
Take him to the block, and he's got that work.
Got all the hooks.
How is Japan? How many years have you been there now?
Japan 3 years, and then I did 1 year in Europe before. But no, Japan is a second home to me. I got a lot of people I'd consider family out there. I've met a lot of friends professionally that I would consider family, and the culture itself. I can't say enough about how much I enjoyed it. The food, people think that the food's kind of like you're not going to eat when you go to an Asian culture, and we're talking ramen, yakiniku, sushi, straight out the ocean. So I mean, I loved it. We'll see if my journey takes me back there. But yeah, definitely a lot of love for that country and those people out there.
Yeah. So is it true that you fell in love with ramen that much that you dyed your hair?
Nah, okay. So I didn't even want to do that. My team out there, my team was called the Kings. And basically for the playoffs, I'm the young boy, and I've been the young boy on every single professional team I've been on. I'm hoping that changes here soon. But basically all of that, Jeff Ayers, Scott Morrison, all these guys, KJ. Yeah, ScoMo. Shout out ScoMo. Kevin Jones. I was like, all the Japanese guys, like they all dye their hair a lot. And so basically Jeff, who's, the oldest guy on the team American-wise, decides that he's going to do it. And then it turns into like everybody started doing it. And if I didn't do it being the young guy, like, come on now, like you got to do it. So I ended up with blonde tips, but I wore half for the most part because I exactly like the look. It wasn't helping me out very much, and I need all the help I can get.
There are a lot. I know in Australia there's a lot of initiation type of deals.
Oh yeah.
For the rookies. I guess it is also in the NBA. You see a lot of pranks and stuff like that. What's one of the worst that you've seen? Worst/best you've ever seen?
See, I never got like any of the rookie treatment when my first year when I was in Europe. I would say I was the best player on my team. And so I felt as if, like, my coach, specifically, I had 4 coaches my first year, and I felt like one of the coaches for like 4 months, 5 months of the 8 months, 4 or 5 months of the 8 months I was there, and he was there on 10. So basically, even though I was the best player, he'd have me there. We'd have a 10 a.m. practice, and if we had a 10 a.m., I had to be there at 9, and I was working out with other young guys, and then we'd have the 10 o'clock practice that would go an hour that was all shooting, and then I'd have to make a certain amount of shots for another like 30 or 40 minutes after. And as you know, like, we'd have like a, Europe's notorious for 2-a-days. We'd have a second 2-a-day that would go exactly 2 hours. And I'd show up, maybe like it was at like 5 p.m. and I'd do the 2-a-day, which is all like up and down running, contact. And then my coach would say, nah, you got another like 45 to an hour, like hard, like dunking. He'd get mad at me if I wasn't going hard. It didn't matter how tired I was. It'd be before games, whatever else. And so all the old dudes would be going home, and I'd just be like out there just working with the coach. And, it made me better, but it definitely felt like I was like, a little bit rookie, a little bit.
That's interesting that, you being the best player, they treated you like that, because usually it's the opposite.
Usually, and what was crazy is I was the youngest American, and then there was 2 younger guys with me, but they were both close to my age within like a year. This is when I'm 23, so they're 22, maybe 21. And it would be before games, and I'd be, out there hitting post moves, dunking, pick and rolls, dunking, floaters, whatever else, like days before games. And then I'd play 30 minutes. And it was kind of crazy because I'm just like, man, like, I'm tired, but I still gotta perform. Still gotta put up the numbers. But I guess that'd probably be the only thing really that I would say would be a little bit of like rookie hazing. But I know it's different here in the States, that's for sure. Probably in Australia too.
So that was in Macedonia?
Yeah, Macedonia.
What was the best thing about the great country of Macedonia?
Oof. Honestly, there was some good food out there. I can't complain. I felt like I was eating pretty healthy, but also like eating pretty hearty. I think culturally, like, was getting used to how they go about. They're big coffee drinkers, so they drink coffee 5 hours out of the day. But and the other thing is, like, I think, once, like, it takes them a little bit to warm up to you, but once they warm up to you, they really like got you, which was cool because your first year overseas, you're homesick, so it's like, hey, it's nice to finally get invited to go to dinners, hang out with teammates and whatever else. So I don't know. The one thing I will say that wasn't good, travel was killer compared to going from both school. Travel was a little bit killer.
Chartered flights to back of the bus. What was your longest bus trip?
We went from Skopje, which, if anybody's looking on the map, like right next to Greece, and we had to go all the way to Bosnia. And I think it was something like a 14-hour trip, something like that. And then after we played our game, we had to go another, like, I think it was like 6 or 7 hours over to Zagreb in Croatia. And then we flew back afterwards, which, thank goodness. But yeah, some of them rides, guys overseas really, some guys really, they're troopers. They're tanks.
Earning their money.
They're earning their money, that's for sure.
No doubt. So what was Macedonia, Bosnia, that whole area, as far as quality of life and living? I know I've been to Serbia a couple different times, and you just see things that are kind of unimaginable. There'll be a nice, beautiful building here, and then right next to it's a half blown up, building. What's the difference between that and then your nice little neighborhood here in Colorado?
Honestly, so I had a teammate when I was at CU, one of my senior, his name was Ken Guzanic, and he's Bosnian. And so he kind of told me a bunch of like the stories. He'd just be like in awe of like how we lived over here.
Yeah.
And then like I kind of didn't believe him. And then like once you go over there, like you'll have like really nice areas like you said, but then there's areas where you can see where the bomb shells went through. Or even just like kind of like learning the history of the area. And, you know, being an American and going into Serbia, like I really liked, you know, parts, obviously capital Serbia is great. But there's other parts where you're just kind of like, wow, like you can understand like this is kind of a little bit rougher living, or like even in Bosnia, I had to get a root canal in Bosnia, and it was rough to say the least. I was scared of the dentist for a solid year. But like, I don't know, like to me, it just is kind of like eye-opening to see how other parts of the world lives and kind of how blessed you are in terms of other stuff.
A little different than the Springs.
Little different than Colorado Springs, that's for sure.
So, I mean, they're some of the most passionate and prideful people in the world over there. Yeah. So you spend, how many months were you there? 8 months?
I was there for 8 months, yeah.
8 months. Then you fly across the pond to Japan?
Yeah, so I left early from Macedonia. And then, you know, I was in Europe, really good for my career-wise because we traveled, you know, Russia, Lithuania, Spain, and all these other places. But afterwards, got a good grasp of what different European countries look like. I got an offer to go to Japan, and I was thinking about going the year before for my first year, and I ended up going out there, and I really liked the lifestyle, how they treated players. I liked my teammates. You know, some of those teammates I still like have become brothers to me. So it was a good move for me. I'm a big Japan person.
What's your favorite Japanese meal?
That's tough. I like yakiniku's really good.
Josh, I'm not Japanese.
Yakiniku, okay, my bad. Yakiniku, my bad. But you like it though. Yakiniku is like you put it on, like you cook this like red meat, like it's all you can eat for like 2 hours, and you grill vegetables, meat. Unlike here in the States where you probably end up paying something like probably $150 per person for that. There you're paying, and this is in its quality, you're probably paying maybe $30, $35. And it's pretty popular. I mean, sushi out there is next level. You can go around. You can go through like 50 plates of high quality sushi, or 50 rolls of high quality sushi, and it's going to cost you maybe $15. So as
you're putting down 50 rolls.
No, but I've had some Japanese teammates that like we do shooting competitions, and I'd lose to them, and then I'd have to take them and buy their sushi, and I didn't know. I think like for me, it's like maybe 20, 24s on a good day. I had a teammate who literally just sat there, just like had a plate stacked this high, 50, and I'm just like sitting there like, man, like I'm not gonna take you out to dinner. I mean, like never.
All the Asian countries. I spent a bit of time in China, and all those Asian countries, they value eating and the whole experience a lot different than what we do. Like it's like a huge event. They all sit around a big table, and it's just a different culture. But I think it's pretty cool, and I've had some of those experiences as well. Whether it's the barbecue, grown meat, veggies, like hot pot deal. But I definitely love all Asian food, but definitely specifically Japanese too.
See, I'm interested because like to me it's like when I went to China myself, I was struggling to eat a little bit just because there's a little different types of Asian food. Like they still have
different. Like the North is completely different to the South. Like how they cook, what they eat. I don't know if it's the same in Japan, but it's like completely different. Now it's not like Panda Express, but it's
Yeah, for sure.
it's different.
I mean, but even like I would say some of the foods, like, because we were in Macau, you know, me and you talked, but like I thought the food there, like it was good, like I had no problems with it. But then like we'd go to the airport, and I'd be like, this don't smell right a little bit, like something's a little off. Like I don't know if I'm about that life.
Yeah. So you've had all these amazing world experiences, obviously a lot more to come. What was it like growing up in Colorado Springs?
You know, I have no complaints. You know, it's a great place to raise a family. You know, obviously we got some talent out of there because I came out of there with my twin, you know, Wesley Gordon. Deshaun, you know, is now 15.
The pipeline is strong. The
Pipeline.
is strong.
I believe we have
Clifford. Shout
we
out
have
to Dominique.
Yeah, we got another guy coming in. But you know, Colorado Springs, you know, it's kind of choir living, but it's a good type of living. You know, everybody kind of dogs on us, at least in terms of basketball. But at least my year, we would have beat up on a lot of the big, you know, all of the bigger schools. You know, again, I keep coughing, but Derek White, you know, would have smacked them. Probably almost every 5A school, but yeah, no, it was good living. I like it. I go back from time to time, but it's, you know, climbing that. I don't know. Have you ever done the incline?
No, I saw you did it the other day though.
No, I didn't do it there. That was in Castle Rock. You need to hit the incline.
Oh,
The incline's closed right now.
Yeah, no, I have enough trouble just getting up my stairs. My head.
Yeah, don't do this then.
I remember you coming up and coming to the games, coming into the locker room, big googly-eyed. Josh Scott from Colorado Springs.
Goofy boy swag, baby.
But how was it? You know, when did you decide? Okay, this is it. This is the school I want to go to. You know, like you said, I want to put Colorado on the map. I want to represent where I'm from. When do you think that really hit home for you?
So I don't know this for sure, but I think I was one of Boyle's, if not Boyle's first recruits he had on campus when I got to see you. He called me pretty quickly after and told me, hey, how about you and your mom come up for an unofficial visit? I came up and just seeing the campus, meeting Mindy. My mom loved Mindy. For those that don't know, she's the people that watches over our education a little bit. And basically, my mom loved it. I loved the campus. It's beautiful. Just kind of hearing what Boyle like planned for me. He kept it 100. I don't know, just seemed like it was the perfect fit for me. And, you know, I ended up going into my junior year and having surgery done on my foot. And some of the schools kind of were like a little spooked that I got surgery as a junior in high school. So or before my junior year, so they kind of backed off, but not Boyle. Boyle just kept hitting me. Like, I know you, like, I know you're going to come back. Him and the staff, Rome, you know, Bar Marco, like they all top of me. And, you know, I committed right before my senior year. And what people don't realize, I played AAU up until that point, up until my senior year, and I blew up on the recruiting scene. And basically, to me, it was just kind of like, even though I had different school, to me, it's just kind of like I had a guy show me loyalty in the midst of struggle. So, like, how, like, on top, like, how could I not show loyalty back on top of already liking the school? So it's kind of a no-brainer for me.
Right. I mean, everyone knows your accolades as a player. I mean, your picture's basically on every single wall in Coors Event Center, I think.
Yep.
What was your best memory, you know, on the court and off the court for the time you spent in Boulder?
Best memory? There's a lot of them, but I think every time you make the NCAA tournament, you play in one, I think that's special. Unfortunately, never won one. That kind of bugs me to this day, but that's
one day we'll sit down and I'll tell you all about it, how it feels to win one.
No, we can pass. It's just gonna make me more heated. But nah, that's pretty special. But I mean, you can go back through. It's like any one of our big wins that we would ever get. You know, Kansas, Arizona, you know, Washington. Like there was some big wins that felt like, you know, really kind of were like a testament to, you know, at least my time there with my teammates on court. They're cool. But I mean, even practices, like looking back, like there was some fun, like funny, like great competition stuff that happened in practices that you don't exactly get every day professionally. That like, it's just kind of like, man, I wish I would have, you know, looked back, like at the time, just like enjoyed it rather than like saying like, man, I'm not trying to run this extra like 22 that Boyle's got. I don't know, that stuff. But off the court, as you know, like with your teammates, there's like the funniest things happen, the greatest things, football games. I mean, even like going, like I had a roommate who loved going to volleyball games, Eli. So basically going to volleyball games and just listening to him like just act like a fan when he's like dressed up like all type of goofy ways. I just sit there just shaking my head like, come on, bro, like we're athletes here, and he yelling at the post team. No chill, but there's a lot of good memories. I can't really put it to one or two or even three. There's a lot of them.
What about on the road? What was the toughest environment? You know, either in the Pac-12 or any non-conference games that you played in. You went to Kansas, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's leave that out of the picture because everyone knows.
Yeah. That's
what was the best environment or toughest environment for you?
I think, you know, Arizona always comes out for their team in the Pac-12. For me personally, I always thought Utah was the toughest gym. Mainly just because, at least at the time, they were pretty solid for, you know, the years that I was there, but then you add in like their fans showed up, at least, you know, during my time, you know, whether they were, you know, okay or good, like they always packed out the gym. And I mean, like, I think every time we were in a dogfight with them, it didn't matter, you know, whether there or at home, like it always was a dogfight. Unlike this year where you guys kind of, you know, put a 30 dub, I think.
Yeah, no, what we struggled up, it was a tight one again up there this year. You know, we had it, but
they always are tough in their gym. But then again, I'd argue that Utah and us, like, it's a tough road trip. I think it's the toughest in the Pac-12. Like, both schools.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, over the journey, probably the most consistent.
Yeah, at the altitude in there, like, whew.
No doubt. Cold weather. It's not like LA and putting your feet in the sand, you know?
No, they're not ready for that. I remember when X-Shay first saw someone. X-Shay's over here like, man, I can't do this. He's dressed head to toe, just like 3-4 layers. And Cali dudes ain't ready until they experience it.
CU trivia. I know you've been watching. I'm expecting big things. Rapid fire. You ready?
Ready.
Ralphie or Chip?
Ralphie. Easy. Just Ralphie.
Dark horse, the sink.
Dark horse. There's no doubt. The wings there, whew. Flames.
Fast, Chiba Hut.
So I saw Dre do this, and he picked Chiba Hut, and there's just no way. There's nothing that beats half-ass, period. The sandwiches, there's nothing that beats pictures, everything, nothing.
Oh, the whole deal with half-ass tips it over the edge, huh?
The whole deal.
The whole experience. Fair enough. Smelly Deli or Bova's?
Bova's.
Yep. Absinthe, Walrus.
I kind of want to go on a tangent how both of them is closed right now, but I'm going to withhold. But what day?
Saturday night.
Walrus.
Okay.
Easy.
The Downer.
See, I like the Downer, but I'd always hit my head going in there. I'm sorry, if you've been down those stairs and then you have to go through, like, you're going to bang your head. Like, if you 6'5" and above.
Illegal Pete's, Cosmos.
Cosmos. Spicy Ranch. All.
Lock it in, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's not a bad list. I think I'm going to have to change this up a little bit. Change it up a little bit. So what's the next couple of weeks looking like for you? Are you going to keep traveling back and forth to Kansas City, or try and lock down in where you at? Where you staying? You're in Denver right now?
Denver. Probably until, Colorado decides when gyms are going to open, probably going to keep making the commute. There's nothing being in a gym basketball-wise 5 days a week. So it's a little tiring, but like I said earlier, like, it's what you got to do. If you have the opportunity, take advantage of it. And I'm enjoying being back on the court. It kind of puts my mind at peace. As you know, as a hooper, like, that's where you turn when everything's kind of going crazy. But to be honest, it was fun getting outside, back to the roots, shooting at the beginning of this, having to run after rebounds because it hits the rim too hard and all that good stuff. So, but just keep plugging away, ready for next season.
It's a little windy today. You might have had some trouble on that outdoor hoop.
Yeah, that would be all dunks, maybe all hooks.
Hey, so you've had a lot of experiences overseas, obviously what you're doing now. What would a message be to, we have Lucas Seawood and Shane Gatling that are potentially, going to go overseas and start their professional career. What would be the one most important thing that they should have in their mind when they start this journey?
Be open-minded. I think, accepting the fact that your college career is over and then realizing that your professional career is a completely different animal. And a lot of it's based off of how much you want it, and how much, drive you actually have for the game. Because now it really comes down to just you and what you're willing to put into the game of basketball. And, you have, for me, it's like, I had to tell those guys, it's like, I'd also tell them, talk to guys, like myself, like any of, veteran players that you've got in your corner, and feel them out and see what they know, how they can help you, how to navigate. Like I said, I had 4 coaches my first year. We went through 8 imports, changes of imports. It's kind of tough to navigate when you're just a 23-year-old kid just out of college, like 22. So I don't know, be open-minded and ask questions, and just stay driven and motivated.
No doubt. If the next Josh Scott that's watching this video now, growing up in Colorado Springs, what would the message be to them about coming up to Boulder and playing for Coach Boyle at the University of Colorado?
On a lighter note, I would say probably eat as much as you can. Let's put on 15 pounds before you get there. But, I'd just say just be ready to compete. I think, obviously going in, I didn't know if I was going to be a starter, but same way as I do now, I tried to prepare the best I could for that situation. So I just say get ready for Boyle to get on top of you, for, Steve to get after you, even you to get after you, and know it's going to make you better. And, I think, obviously my career, I was, really good. It's like it panned out because I stayed the course. Just listen to your coaches, but also, be you.
No doubt. 40, appreciate your time, brother. Stay healthy, stay safe.
You too.
Hopefully, you get back on the court this time, this season, and tear it up.
Oh, that's going to happen 100%. I appreciate it.
Appreciate your time, mate. All the best.
Yep. Later, man.